Okay, I'm gonna turn my spirit talk on.
It's recording. Hi, everyone. Another episode of Paranormal. And Kaz is turning on the spirit talker.
I got it on.
But again, we are your hosts. I am Rachel, and then we have Kaz in the.
You have me somewhere. I gotta
say.
I disappeared entirely. Whatever. I don't know how to get my little thing in frame. Oh, don't make me do the TikTok thing where you gotta
And our face is a podcast this week is just gonna be half a Kaz.
there, just my eyeball.
Yes.
What does it say?
It says we're standing around you.
Good. Good. Stand like right behind the thing so that you can see it all. There.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
But just for the record, if you are watching this background that's behind me, take it all in. Take it all in. And then we'll talk about that.
Oh my gosh.
Scariest day of my life.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, Halloween is now over because this episode airs after Halloween. So Halloween is over, and that means so is spooky season, and our entire month of paranormal events have come to an end, and we can now relax.
We can now start preparing for next year because I think we're pretty much full.
Our October is like fully booked up for 2026.
Yeah, I love it.
I think the only day we have left is Friday, October 30th.
Oh. Get your tickets now for buying us.
Yeah, we are already booked for 2026. And we got some actually other bookings that are going to happen like throughout the year that are really them together, but we'll just say paranormal campout. Yeah.
It's very exciting what is happening.
I know, like super exciting. And we got like some, investigations lined up and all that kind of stuff already, including, oh my God, I can see myself in the reflection.
I know.
That is fucking creepy.
I don't know what happened today. I moved it and I screwed it up. There, leave it.
And we'll see it when it pops up. Just your eye. Oh my God. Amazing.
Yeah.
But like, we will be going probably back to the place we're going to talk about today as well. And that's going to be a sleepover too. No, keep walking.
Keep walking. It might be a sleepover. We'll see. Because once we start talking about it and I refresh your memory, we might not want to stay.
Maybe not there, but we have other options.
Yes, that's true.
I'm home. Anyways, for those of you who are wondering what today's topic is going to be, it is the Frederic Remington Art Museum, and that is located in Ogdensburg, New York. So this is the Canadian's Guide to Fram.
Yes.
So for those of you, the word that Kaz cannot pronounce.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, Ogdensburg is east of us. So it's about 3 hours and a bit east of us. So it's east and down, obviously, because it's in New York. Definitely, it's got a lot of so Ogdensburg and Kingston have a lot of history together. Same with Gananoque and all that. So it's pretty interesting with that. But it's a cute little town, kind of sketchy in some places, but that's no different than driving through Oshawa.
Exactly. So, I was going to say that. Has little pockets of really cute places and then pockets of don't stop at the stop sign, just keep going.
Just pretend. Just keep rolling.
It's basically literally across the scary bridge with the trolls underneath it.
So yeah. So before we even talk about the building, that bridge that's behind Kaz is, I'm pretty sure, did I send you that picture?
So you did send me this one, but I couldn't find the one you sent, so I had to Google it, and there's enough of them. I am a miracle. I'll tell you what was a miracle, that we made it across this bridge alive. Let me just tell you. So usually Rachel drives, but I think your tires had blown off completely from all the driving that you've done. So I'm like, I'll drive. So it was you, me, Jay, and Kathy, and we were meeting Ryan and Liz there. So I'm driving in my little Toyota RAV4. Everything's cool. And then I think it was the day off, maybe it was the day before. Rachel's like, by the way, here's a picture of the rickety ass bridge we're going to be going over. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? And I'm not super great with heights to begin with. So yeah, this bridge honestly was built in the 1200s, I think. It's very scary and sketchy. It's should be a single lane bridge, but it's not. And transport trucks throw themselves across it. It's like graded. So you slide all over the place and it's like the whole way there.
George! Oh my
George
God,
was
I'm gonna
with
die
us.
tomorrow.
And George was waiting. George, just wait. We'll get to you. Hang on. I got to talk about the death-defying things that happen. So first, I should say we had stopped to get something to eat. And so we stopped at this beautiful little restaurant that you could see the bridge. So I'm already anticipating this drive. Then I'm so eager to go. I basically started driving without Rachel even getting in the car. She had like a foot in the car, and I was like,
Half in,
yeah!
half out.
I thought she was in the truck, and she was not. And I started driving. I was very excited. So then I nearly got us strip searched at the customs because he's like, how do you all know each other? I'm like, we work together, which is not true. I don't know why I said it. And then he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, we're paranormal hunters. And he's like, we've got them, boys. Like, it was bad. And he kept looking in the back of the car and he's asking about the equipment. And I'm like,
Yes,
I've
I
fucked
remember him asking us if we had a show on A&E, and I was like, am I that fucking old?
I know. It was pretty. So we got through, thank goodness. And then we had to go across this horrendous bridge. It says speed limit 25. That's like maximum you could go without skidding off and dying. Like it was really scary. I think we lucked out and there weren't any cars coming the other way. It was horrendous. So not only can you see down because it's graded, you just the land is sacred. I don't know. Maybe, I guess. But it was when we got to the other side, I think we all cheered and cried at the same time.
Especially Kaz.
And then we like got into Ogdensburg, wherever. And we're like, lock the doors. Like it's a bit sketch right there. I think the scariest thing for Jay was that it only cost me like $30 to fill my tank. He's like, what? He's like, it will take me like 3 kilometers down the road to put $30 in my car. I'm like, well, whatever. So that was us just getting there. And then we had to drive around in circles a little because where we thought we could park was this tiny little driveway, which was actually where we could have parked, but we decided not to. We got to park in front of the building. And then there was some weird guy who we're not quite sure really whatever happened with him. It looked like he knew us. He came like hurtling towards the car and kind of waved and smiled, then did a double take, did a bout face and walked the other way. And we were like, right now, lock the doors again. Unlock and lock them. Like it was so weird. It was so weird. But then Julie opened the door to the building and waved, and we all ran inside as fast as we could. And Ryan and Liz detoured unexpectedly / got lost and missed a good chunk of what we just did.
Pretty much the whole tour.
Yes. It was quite funny.
It was
not really, but really.
But like this place, like when you pull up, it's huge. Like it's
yes.
huge. And right across the street is the public library. And it's just as big. It's freaking huge.
Yeah,
and
it's beautiful.
You can see the historic value in it. It's incredible. It's definitely incredible. And it's right on the water. And the whole area, like I said, Ogdensburg, it's got War of 1812 history. It's got all of that stuff. It's got tons. Battle of the Windmill in Kingston. Like the troops came from Ogdensburg. Like it's got a lot of history. So yeah,
like when I say there's pockets that are cute, They really are. They kind of have that like southern feel to some of them. So like little porches with the ferns, and it's cute. And then there's, like I said, others where you are like, oh, speed limit's 40. Yeah, I'm going to do 150 because I'm out of here.
Oh yeah.
And apparently we're family.
Oh, what a surprise.
Yeah. Maybe from Ogdensburg. You have
Maybe,
family
yeah.
there.
Anyways, okay, so let's talk about the house that this museum is in now. So this house was built, so the main building. Now, before we go any further, I should probably say this place has 3 buildings. And when we showed up, we were only thinking we had 1 building, but there's 3 buildings. It was an encounter.
Yes, we encountered 3 buildings instead of just 1.
So the first building, so the main building where the actual art gallery is, like the museum, is this one behind me here. Yes, that's pretty cool. Anyways, it was built in 1810 by a man named David Parrish. Now, David Parrish was a prominent financier from originally from Hamburg, Germany. And in 1808, he purchased the unsold portions of the village of Ogdensburg. And he played a major role in the financing of the United States military effort in the War of 1812. So he's got some high standings. So David Parrish was actually born on December 4th, 1778, and he immigrated to the U.S. in 1806. First, he settled in Philadelphia, and then, 2 years later, he acquired 200,000 acres of land on the St. Lawrence River, and he sold that. Yeah, I know, like
200,000.
200,000. It's like literally Ogdensburg.
Yeah. Holy moly.
It is said he and his family played a major role in the development of the St. Lawrence and Jefferson counties in northern New York State. But he made his home in Ogdensburg, and he built the blast furnace at Rossi. I guess that's what it's called. So in May 1816, he did become an American citizen. He returned to Europe in the same year and served as the American consul in Antwerp from 1819 to 1823. He was then removed from office due to controversial loans. In heaven.
In heaven. Oh, is he in heaven now? We'll see.
He was then removed from office due to controversial loans made to the Emperor Francis of Austria for a military campaign against Italian independence, which was against the U.S. foreign policy position.
Oh.
So, due to the Austrian bank fraud, he lost his fortune. Oh.
Dang.
Good judgment.
Oh, judgment.
And in 1826, he jumped off a bridge and drowned himself in the Danube River.
Yikes. I didn't know he did that.
So he got judgment in heaven.
Sure did.
He never married. He never had any children. So, David had a brother named George.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, George Parrish was also a prominent figure in Ogdensburg, and he did take over the estate after his brother's death. Now, George has a really interesting story. Now, this has to do with a young lady named Amerja Vespucci. I'm probably just I'm not Italian. I can't speak it. Anyways, Amerja Vespucci was born in 1804. Okay. She sought to have Congress grant her a valuable tract of land. So when that failed, she was determined to latch on to a wealthy man of importance. She had goals.
Sure did.
Well, she found that in John Van Buren, the son of the President of the United States. This land is cursed.
Oh, now the land, first it was sacred, now it's cursed.
Yeah. Anyways, Amerja found that wealthy man in the president's son. Anyways, so her adventure with Van Buren was going well when, supposedly, the couple became snowed in at a tavern north of Fort Drum. Well, Van Buren, so the son of the president, had $5,000 in gold that a client had entrusted him with in order to buy property. With lots of time on his hands and hooch, as they called it, also known as whiskey, and a deck of cards, he decided he wanted to play some poker. So this is where George Parrish enters the scene.
Oh.
And he
put on a show.
And he promptly won all but one of Van Buren's gold coins at the poker table.
Yikes.
So Van Buren, being desperate, proposed one last draw in the form of a coin flip. Heads, he would get his money back.
Let's play a game. Yes. Let's play a game of
So
coin
heads, Van Buren would get all his money back, and tails, George would get the girl, also known as a marriage. It was tails.
Oh.
So George technically won a marriage, and Amerija was like, whatever. She didn't object. She was just like, one rich American is the same as the other rich American.
Right.
Right? Whether that's true or not, what is true is that Amerija ended up at this Parrish mansion, which is the house we're talking about. She was what they were known as the quintessential bird in a gilded cage. She was shunned by the women of Ogdensburg as she was like a Jezebel.
Oh dear.
The Italian Jezebel. Because she lived there. She was kind of like his mistress, but I don't know if child. Oh.
Yeah.
So I don't have any information that if George was actually married or not, or if he had children, if he was married. So it's kind of like, but you never know. Anyways, essentially after so many years, George Parrish would buy her out of this contract that she had with him, which was, that he won her. So he literally bought her out with a suitable annuity and sent her back to Europe to live. The papers at the time, because they report everything back then in the newspapers, said that she was very sad to go. Of course. Why, right? But here's the funny thing, and it's funny that it says child there, because when you look her up in Ancestry and all that, it shows her name, and it shows that she potentially had a child named, I have it down here as Enrichetta or something like that. It's Italian. I can't speak it, people. I apologize. But there's no birth and there's no death date. Did she have a child?
Interesting.
Right? But anyways.
Maybe she was with child when she went back to Italy. I don't know.
Maybe.
And then they just didn't report it?
Yeah. She was considered George Parrish's fancy lady.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, that's just their way of saying she was a prostitute. Rude. But so her family over in Italy, her grandfather, vengeance.
Oh, I bet.
Her grandfather is actually apparently who America, like the country, is named after. Thing like that. But anyways, so her family denied her stories of heroism and regarded her as a headstrong, unmanageable girl who had deceived and disgraced them. So yeah, it's not very well liked. But anyways, now here's another like interesting thing. George also, so Amerija was moved to Paris, France, and that is where she died. But it also is where George Parrish died. He moved to Paris, France. So, did he move to go back with her? He died in 1839, and she died in 1866. So, did he go back? Because oh, no, wait. Because I have her here as moving to Paris in 1859. Oh. But he died in 1839, so I don't know. something is a little amiss with that. But anyways.
Yes.
But there's also George Parrish again, which is the nephew of David and George. His dad was Richard Parrish. So there's another George. It's watching you.
It's watching you.
So he lived in that house as well. He died in Italy. What a surprise. Saying. Anyways, eventually the Parrish family would stop living in this house. And it was purchased by a Nathan Woolley. Now, Nathan wasn't born in New York, but he came to Ogdensburg as a child in 1832. He was a Civil War veteran. He was appointed chief of police in 1889. But that was short-lived. He then opened a brokerage and a wholesale liquor store.
Slight career change.
He purchased this mansion at an auction in 1879 for $2,600. Damnation! That's exactly how I feel.
Damnation. That's quite a bit of money
For this house. Damn straight.
Yeah.
He sold it to another George Hall in the 1890s. Okay. Upon Nathan Woolley's death in 1914, it was reported that he was Ogdensburg's oldest citizen. He was like in his late 90s. Anyways, so George Hall was a philanthropist, and he was a close friend of Frederic Remington.
Ooh.
So George was born in Sackett's Harbor in 1847, and at the age of 12, his father bought the only telegraph line between that village and Watertown. So he learned the telegrapher's art. So he was a telegrapher. It says here, by 1872, he had a prestigious job working for Western Union in New York City. In January 1872, his brother Henry was killed in a freak accident when a jilted lover shot at another man.
Oh, it said I'm hiding here.
Okay. Anyways, so George was then called to Ogdensburg to take his brother's place in the coal business. So when his brother was murdered, he took his place. So over the next decades, his business grew rapidly, making him one of the wealthiest men in the region on either side of the border.
Ooh.
He served 3 terms as mayor, was on various charity boards. He did die on June 24th, 1918 of pneumonia. But he did purchase the mansion in 1896. Gentleness. Now, he also had a friend, John C. Howard, again, a philanthropist as well, also a very close friend of Frederic Remington. He was born in 1860, and at the age of 20, he returned to Ogdensburg and went to work for the George Hall Coal Company. Oh. He worked his way through the ranks to become president of the firm upon George Hall's death. So when his friend died, he took over. He unfortunately was tragically killed when he was crushed by a railroad boxcar near his winter home in Dunedin, Florida.
What on earth? Damn.
Anyways, so John Howard and George Hall, actually, when they purchased this house, I believe George lived in it for a little bit. But in the end, they ended up giving it to Eva Remington, which was Frederic Remington's wife. And at the time, she was now a widow. So they kind of were looking for a place for her to display all of his artwork and stuff. And this was the place. So they just gave it to her. But anyways, let's talk shame.
The shame they did that.
Oh, Lord. So Frederic Remington. So Frederic Sackrider Remington. He was born
Sackrider is his middle name.
Sackrider. Sackrider. He was born on October 4th, 1867, which just happens to be my kid's birthday. But not in 1867. In Canton, New York. He was an only child who was showered with attention, love, and approval. Though as a child, he was not particularly very well liked by anyone.
Bit of a dick.
He was a prankster and once even painted a cat green.
Okay, that's pretty impressive. You can catch a cat and paint it. Pretty good.
He was also a poor pupil, especially in math.
Yeah, I hear you, buddy.
However, he did excel in English composition.
Okay.
So he did attend Highland Military School in Massachusetts, where he was described as happy, generous, and pleasant to be around. He gave away sketches, but he was a poor, clumsy soldier. This poor
Those
guy.
are not things you want to hear about a soldier.
So he did intend, he intended to go to Cornell because he wanted to be a journalist like his dad. But Cornell didn't have an art program, so he applied and was accepted at Yale School of Fine Arts. Books!
Books. All right. Yeah. He needed some books, apparently, to study from.
So in the summer of 1879, he returned home and was able to camp by the St. Lawrence River at what they called Prison Island. Yeah. In 1900, he would acquire a 6-acre island of his own, which he called, this is a native word, Inglenuk. Negative. Yep. In Chippewa Bay at the St. Lawrence River. Now, while he was home, he met a lovely lady named Eva Catton. He was smitten with her right away from the start and knew that she was the one. He called her every day while at home, and they began to keep company.
Ooh, they hooked up.
Whatever hooking up was in that part of town. He did return to Yale in the fall, and then he became a member of the Yale football team. Clumsy shoulder. Now he's on the football, whatever. Anyways. His return to Canton was possibly the worst time of his life. His father had just recently been diagnosed with tuberculosis.
Oof.
And he could only watch helplessly as the man he adored weakened and died. He wrote, at this time too, he wrote Eva Catton's father asking for her, his permission to marry his daughter. And the letter he received in return was a astounding no.
Oh, burn.
Although there were many reasons to disapprove the marriage, it was primarily thought that Frederic was too young to marry at 18.
Wow. That doesn't seem too young at all in those days. Usually they were got 17 kids by the time they're 18.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyways, so his father would obviously die. Tuberculosis at the time, not a good thing. We know that, Wildwood. Even before this is even before places like that existed. But so as soon as he received his inheritance from his father at the age of 21,
oh, he was sad.
Well, as soon as he got his money at 21, he took off immediately for Kansas to a sheep farm. To a sheep farm.
Oh dear.
And a string of misadventures.
Oh gosh.
His mother and Eva were not interested in his artistic pursuits and did not encourage him.
So is he married at this point to Eva?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, she's just this girlfriend on the side? Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, while contemplating his future in 1885 in Kansas City, he bought a horse and rode off to meet his fate in the West. Are you staying?
Are we staying in Kansas? I don't think he is.
It says, while many thought of the West as expanding their horizons, Frederic knew the real West was dying, and he focused on recording the vision of this land for the future. In 1884, he proposed to Eva again. This time, she accepted.
Good job, Eva.
So he dissolved his sheep farm.
Oh, gosh.
But in doing so, he managed to purchase a saloon in Kansas City.
Ooh.
Well, Eva didn't know about this. And she didn't know about this when they got married either. But she soon found out, and she said, bye! And she left him to fend for himself. While she returned to the east, she left them in Kansas. And said, "Fuck it." In 1885, Frederick was like, "Okay, I'm leaving Kansas City," and he wandered the desert for several months before returning home to reclaim his wife.
What on earth? This is like Days of Our Lives type shit back in the day.
This would be the nudge he needed to make art his full-time career. This is like,
Gosh.
you can't make this shit up, man. This is history.
No.
This is American history, nonetheless. It's way better than ours. We just are like, we showed up on a boat, we built a house, we're good. There's no bear fighting, no nothing. Like, come on, seriously. Anyways, so he first proved his talents as a black and white illustrator.
There was a fire here. We have a fire downstairs.
Or well, Ogdensburg probably flamed up at some point.
100%.
So like I said, he first proved his talents as a black and white illustrator for Harper's Weekly and Outing. He illustrated a number of articles on the West written by a young Theodore Roosevelt. And it's really funny because us Canadians are like, "Oh, I know who that is." And yeah.
Exactly. That's that guy from that thing.
Yeah.
Robin Williams played him in a movie.
The museum. Oh my God. Anyways, he provided real images and sculptures of the West to tell the story of the land that was out of reach for most Americans. So yes.
And I have to say, seeing his stuff firsthand, it's incredible. Like some of his paintings are like so realistic.
They're really good. Like
And
seriously,
his sculptures are phenomenal.
Although he was Frederic Remington, he was also described as what they would call a bigot. It is said that he despised much of mankind and had been known to refer to the people pouring into Ellis Island at the time as Italian, Jews, stinking Russians, Polacks, and Hungarians, and he called them the rubbish of Europe.
God.
He had some views.
Wow.
But anyways, he was a great sculptor, did a lot of bronze, did amazing stuff. Like you might have even we might even have some stuff up here. It would be hard to find though, but definitely really good at his work. Anyways, he was said to be very distressed due to his obesity and drinking. He was not a healthy man and desperately feared getting old.
Oh gosh.
He was constantly frazzled and fretting about something. In 1909, he died at the age of 48.
Wow.
He did not look 48. He looked way older. And this was from complications of an appendectomy, also known as his appendix had to come out. At his funeral, Theodore Roosevelt eulogized him.
Wow.
I know. And he died on December 26, 1909.
Yikes.
So yeah. But that's Frederic Remington. Now, Eva, his wife, she was born September 1859. Do I actually have a date for her? Oh, no. She was buried, not September. December 1859. Yes. Anyways, okay. So, she when she met Frederick, she was attending Universe. He was her universe. It's true. She was attending St. Lawrence University, and that's where she met him. But yeah, so pretty much she wasn't happy with him at first because he lied to her. And finally, when they got back together, she was living in Manhattan, so he found her there, and they started their life together. But after Frederick died, she managed his legacy, which included managing his copyrights and the production of sculptures and working to establish a permanent memorial, which came after her death in 1918, which is the Frederic Remington Art Museum. So Frederick did call her kid as a joke because she was just a few years older. Oh, you are intelligent. She was a few years older than he was. But upon his death, she knew very little about finances. So she was left with the task of turning Frederick's estate into a source of income to sustain her in her high fashion to which she had been accustomed to.
Of course.
So after her death, Frederic Remington, more or less,
You're being called out. That's a lie.
Frederic Remington more or less dropped from the public mind for many years. This was mostly due to the haphazard way in which her executors handled her estate and the remaining Remington art. She bequeathed her estate to the Ogdensburg Public Library, which is right across the street.
Mm-hmm.
So the library personnel stored Remington's unsold sketches, paintings, and bronze statues in an unsecured area of the library where, lo and behold, a fire broke out.
Oh, there was a fire here.
Most of the paintings were salvaged and transferred to what ultimately became the Remington Art Museum. And now I should also mention that Eva's sister, do I have her name? Emma, yeah, was living with them in this house, and she was the one that kind of made this all happen in the end. So that is the history of the house. And now it is haunted.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, so we come into basically what's behind you there, that beautiful entranceway with a massive staircase, and we're all like, what? And if you go to the left of those stairs, you go into a hallway which has all of it showcases his artwork, and then it goes into
Welsh.
and then it goes into like a whole other kind of area. Well, the museum, I suppose, where all of his stuff is.
It's a gallery.
Yes. And then there are 2 levels upstairs. So should we get into the investigation?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it. So first we did a tour. And at that point, so Julie, who is, what's her role at the museum other than like everything? Because she's amazing. I guess the curator, manager.
We'll just call her. We'll just call her
Julie.
Of everything.
Yes. She was out of contact there, and she stayed with us the whole night, which is awesome because
her job is big.
Her job is big. And she's like, do you guys want to go to the other houses? And we were like, what? So we'll get to them in a second. But first we went from top to bottom, even into the basement, which is full of just all kinds of stuff. Now, what was it? Something about someone used to work down there who was like a woodsman or did carpentry or something. It was like they just left one day. Anyways, I don't know why that just came up to mind. That was weird.
I don't know either. I don't even remember that. I remember like the wood like working area and stuff.
Yeah. That's weird. I don't know why that came up. But anyways, so we went through all the different levels, and it's a massive house that we went into.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just going to start off going into when we were actually investigating, and I'll do the other 2 houses as we got to them.
Yeah.
So we first kind of all ended up on the very top level, which is, it's kind of like an attic, but they used to have offices in there at one point before they moved them to another area. And at first the music box kept going off, and we couldn't figure out who or what was setting that off. And then I know there had been mention of maybe children at some point up there. So Julie was telling us when her office used to be up there, she would often hear what sounded like little footsteps running around, even though no one else was up there. Right now, where her office used to be, there's nothing in there. There's like a table and a bookshelf, but there's really nothing in there because they're not really doing anything. So we had the bell REM pod sitting on one of the tables. And we had been in and out of that room, the music box had been going off in the sort of corridor area. And all of a sudden we end up back in the room that used to be Julie's office, and the bell REM pod went off. And so then, of course, we asked for it to go off again, and it does. And so then Julie says, "Are you the children that we hear?" And nothing happened. And then the Spirit Talker app said, "People and stuff." And Julie said, "Well, there's lots of people's stuff here. Is that your stuff?" And boom, the REM pod went off again. And she's like, "Oh, you have stuff here?" Boom, the REM pod goes off again. Now, we couldn't figure out who specifically it was, but then the REM pod just nothing again, which was very interesting, because it hadn't gone off the whole time. And then all of a sudden, these three things happen. So then we end up on the second level, which again is the museum. There's different rooms up there with different people's stuff. And we ended up in Eva's room. We did gather in that room.
We did.
And we had a few different devices set up and nothing was really happening. And then we turned on the Necrophonic app. And Julie says, "Eva, is this your room?" And you hear very clearly a woman say, "Yes." And then there was a correspondence between Julie and Eva, which I'm not going to get into because it was a really touching personal moment between the two of them. So you have to remember, Julie works there and she's created a relationship with the history of the people that lived there in that place. And she shares something very personal with Eva. And it came up, and potentially the spirit of Eva was there, and they were communicating back and forth. And Julie would ask questions or talk, and the REM pod would go off answering her. And then, interestingly enough, a little child came. "Mildred, you were here last week, Mildred. You wait your turn, okay? We'll get to you in a minute."
We're going to see if there's a Mildred in your cemetery.
I know. Or even in the family that used to be here. I'll hold your horses, Mildred. So then
I have that history somewhere, or you do somewhere.
I do. Yes, you sent it to me. I'll look it up. Oh, and now a bad man is here. Well, he needs to wait his turn too.
We're telling a story here. Come on.
Good Lord, this house is alive. It's because Mark's not here, see? So then a child came through on Necro, and it's very clear you can hear this child.
Jimmy's there now.
Jimmy! Here right now. It did say they're standing around me. And that they're watching
three of them. Oh my God.
Please settle down. So unless Jimmy was the child that we were talking about, but I don't think so. So what is significant about that is we are close to the landing and a set of stairs that go down. And it is at those set of stairs that Jay and Kathy both saw what they...
Jay and Liz.
Oh, it was Jay and Liz? I thought it was Kathy. Jay and Liz both saw a figure of a child at the bottom of those stairs, I believe. And they both described it identically. And at that same time, there's some anomaly that's caught on one of the cameras, is there not?
Maybe.
I think so. I think that's what whatever his name, Ryan says. So there has been reports of a child/children in that building. Julie herself had said many times she had heard what she thought was a child or children playing. They hear little footsteps.
Well, and that's really
take a photo, and that's either there was a photo taken or there was some video of a weird anomaly on those stairs. Ryan was showing me.
Yeah. He has some like light anomaly stuff. Yeah. So I was like looking so George Parrish didn't have any children.
Nope.
Marija didn't have any children. George Parrish, the nephew, I can't see if he had any children. I can just see that he was married to a lady named Mary. I can't see any children. Nathan Woolley had one child, a boy. George
Named
Hall.
Jimmy.
George Hall. When was he? He bought that in 1896. So George Hall had 2 children. He had a boy and a girl, so they possibly could have lived there because he bought the house in 1896. So his daughter was born in 1877, and then his son was born in 1889. So his son could have lived there. So that's one.
That wouldn't have really been like little children.
No, and John C. Howard, he did have children. He had 1, 2, 3, 4 children. They would have been really little if they had lived there. Frederic Remington and Eva didn't have any children.
I'm
family.
Yeah, I'm family. It's weird. Like we couldn't figure it out.
No. So I don't know if that actually is necessarily connected to the house or to things that have been brought in.
Well, exactly. And so it was a very interesting, like we got quite a few things there. And then we kind of ended up splitting up. So Jay, Ryan and Liz stayed there. And what does this say?
Temptation.
And the temptation to move on hit you, me, and Kathy.
We Scooby-Dooed it.
So we decide to leave and go to building number 2, which is connected to the museum by a corridor. And it's that same corridor that you walk down to go to the exhibit and the gallery in the museum. Let me just tell you, it's nighttime, of course. Oh, what does this say?
Unfinished business.
Unfinished business did take place in that. So this corridor, there's lots of displays down the corridor. It's very dark. As we come around the corner, before we even get to the corridor, I hear as if someone is startled, takes a couple of weird steps and scurries away. And so I'm like, and I make everyone pause. And then you could hear movement too. So the 3 of us are like huddled together, like you said, like Scooby-Doo and the gang. And we creep around the corner where there's this long corridor. Jealousy. And so it's dark and we're hearing weird footstep sounds. And the 3 of us are like shimmying down the
There's video
hallway.
of this too.
Oh my God. And we're almost at the end, which would lead us into building number 2. And out of nowhere, this fucking woman comes around the corner at us. And we all defecate in our underwear because she wasn't prepared for us. And we sure were not prepared for her. We have no idea where she came from, who she was. I think she worked there, but she just appeared out of nowhere. And we all died and then laughed hysterically because it was very funny afterwards. But at the time, I'm like, that's a full-blown ghost right there. Who was she? She worked there. Did she not? Did she join us or did she leave? Whatever happened to her?
Maybe they ended up spending a lot of time with Ryan and Jay and Liz.
Okay, that's what happened to her.
So, until we all went to the third house, the third place. But
yeah.
Gary.
Gary. Who the hell is Gary? So,
but like the second building was brought there. It was moved there. It is also a historic home. I don't have any information on it. And then the third building that's on the corner is also another historic home that I don't have any information on. One, I didn't know
that was bought there too?
No, that one that's on the corner was
always there.
Built there. I didn't know these 2 places existed. I didn't know we were going to investigate them, that they were actually part of the museum. So the building that's attached to the actual like art museum is an event space and like offices and stuff. Beautiful. This house would have been freaking amazing back in the day. Not a clue who lived in it, who died in it, the family, none of that. So walking into there, it was just completely, we're walking into the unknown, literally. No background information, no nothing.
No.
Right.
And even now, I Googled it and I can't find anything on it. It talks about the Remington Museum and the public library across the street. It has
Mhm.
no mention of those two homes.
So I'll have to contact Julie and get some information so I can start digging.
Yeah.
Um,
So
that
that
was
one we went into and
Hellfire.
Hellfire. And
Literally.
so, like on the main level, there's a nice big boardroom. There's a kitchen, a boardroom, and then a beautiful room with a fireplace, and then seating, and then into another room. Like it's all wooden. It's beautiful.
Mhm.
And then you, Kathy, and I went upstairs to do, I think, an Estes and to check out. It's all offices up there. And to be honest, there was really nothing. That
Mhm.
was the one with the nice attic. They used to be
Yeah.
an apartment, right?
Yeah.
And again, it's just storage. To be honest with you, there was nothing really. Every now and again, when we would be in the boardroom and we would know no one else is in there, we could hear things moving around, but doesn't mean it's ghostly activity, but
Now
not much really.
the
Um,
third building, little different. Jay's home.
well, let's start off with as we're walking across the little pathway, there was a man outside. And I was like, oh, he must work here or something. And he was like staring in the windows. And then Julie's like, hello. And he looked at her and then just like ran away. And he was just some homeless
I didn't
man.
even know that happened.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm like, and then he was over at the library, and the front of the library had those little benches outside. He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
later like laying on those benches.
What's I say?
It's unpleasant here. But he was really like, he didn't say anything. He was just staring. And I'm like, is this a ghost? Like he was
I
weird, but he
didn't
was
even
staring.
know.
Yeah, he was at the front there and he was just staring in the windows. So I was like, is he a caretaker here or groundskeeper? And Julie didn't really like react. I guess what is she gonna do? But
He's just some weird
yeah.
dude. She's
Yeah, and
probably
she was
used
just
to it.
like, hello. And he just like about faced and ran almost. And I was like, what the
I didn't even know.
hell?
Anyway,
Yeah.
oh my god. Well, this third building, they call it Kids Place, obviously named after Eva. And
And let me tell you how it's everything but.
well, the first floor has all of like this entire like really like interactive like room for kids. Like it has a talking moose. It's got a giant fake horse in it. Like
Yes.
it's
A
got like everything.
canoe.
It's really. I was a witch. It's really cool. But already. But the second floor and the third floor, no, not cool at all.
No. So yeah, the first floor is like there was a whole classroom area, like arts and crafts, and it had this cool vibe. And then you've got a staircase, and that so we should say in the staircase, we heard, well, I didn't hear it, but you guys heard a really strange get out of here,
I want to
James.
say to Jay right now because he's right here.
Even the spirit talk app's like, get out of here. So remember the weird sound? It was like a cat meow, like
Yeah.
or something, or like a animatronic Halloween thing.
Yes, I heard it through the speaker.
Right. And so no one quite knew what it was. Now, bear in mind, this was on our tour, and Ryan and Liz have not arrived yet.
Yeah.
So we go up to the second floor, and the second floor of this building. Please be careful here. Yes, exactly.
Yes. Oh, well, that Ryan should have heeded that before
He should have.
We'll get to
We'll
that.
get to
like, in
that.
a few seconds.
So we go to the second floor, which has different rooms, and some of them were apartments, and one of them is still an apartment. And when they have featured artists who come from out of town, they get to stay in this building in this room. And it's actually quite a nice little like Airbnb room.
They try to stay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
it's the key word. They try
a lot of
to
people either leave before their stay has ended, or they're like, I will never stay in this building again. and no one could really figure out why. And it's probably because it's horrendously haunted. So in this hallway, which is just kind of doors, and some doors are open and like unlockable and stuff, and some are not. Some lead to empty rooms, some lead to like storage rooms, and then some lead to like this room. It's a really strange hallway. It feels like you go from a really nice, happy place to I am not welcome here. I need to get the hell out of here. Like both Jay and I were like, this does not feel right at all. I don't think you're a piece either. I don't know what is in the thing. Then we went up to the third floor, which is a sort of attic kind of space, but also has rooms, but they're all in disarray. Like carpets are kind of torn up and there's nothing in them. I think eventually they want to do stuff. It had a very oppressed feeling. I would say the second floor was the scariest floor, but that top level, I don't know what was going on up there. It was
I don't know.
strange.
It was just had this really weird energy, and because I didn't know, like I don't know the history, like I can't pull out names, I can't ask if someone's there, I can't, get any of this stuff. I don't know what happened in the house. I don't know what's happened, right? Like it was really, really hard. So it was just one of those things where it's just like, well, good luck, everyone.
Yeah.
May the odds
So we
ever be
came
in our favor. So yeah.
once Liz and Ryan had arrived and we had already investigated the other two buildings, we go over again to the third building.
And the basement.
Not quite in the 1960s. Maybe something in the 1960s happened in that house. Who knows?
Well, maybe I'll find out. Again, I got to talk to Lee and get some more information. She can pass me some stuff on, and then I can just trace it from there.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in knowing, so I think I'll probably ask her soon so I can do something over our downtime.
Yes.
We can be prepared.
I'm going to write down 1960s so we know. So we now go over there and we did go down into the basement. Was that the one that had the bats?
Yeah.
It was the one that had the bats.
Yeah.
She's
Something
like,
about New York and bats in our group.
Oh, I don't know. We didn't see any though.
No.
But the basement was like just like typical
Your
dark,
basement.
dank. Yeah. So we didn't really do much there.
No.
So we focus mainly second and then third floor. So we're all the way. Josh was in the basement. We did an Estes session, a double Estes session actually, up on the third floor. I don't remember exactly what happened.
See it. I don't really either. I know Julie tried. She was in the closet with little dangly things. That
that was a weird
70s,
thing.
Straight out of the 70s show. It was definitely interesting. I love, just to say this, I love when we go to places and like the people who are like curating or managing or work there get right into investigating with us and want to do it all too, because it's great. It's right by the way. So
they have a relationship with the spirits there and the things there too. So it makes sense that things will come and talk to them.
Yeah.
But the Estes method takes some time and practice. I don't find most people that put the headphones on get it right away. So I
still remember your first Estes
I
method.
do too. That was the one in
Myrtle.
Oh God, Myrtle, yeah. And where you asked it to touch my arm and it touched my arm. I remember that. Yeah. And I remember you guys saying it takes time and I was like, whatever, you're just listening to words. And it's true. Like it's hard. It's not as easy as people think.
Shot.
So then So then we decide to leave, and we're coming downstairs, and out of nowhere, Ryan thinks he steps on a cat and falls down the stairs.
And I'm right in front. Okay, I am 2 steps in front of him, literally 2 steps. These stairs are normal size stairs. They're not like your typical, like, they don't look like this. I'll tell you that right now. They're just normal stairs on a normal incline. They're wide enough for your feet.
We all had flashlights on.
Yeah. And he's, for some reason, there's like, he completely, I don't know. It's just like the way he fell, it didn't look like, because when usually if you miss a step, you go back, right? Like, ooh, right? No, he went forward down 2 steps and hit the wall and twisted his foot and broke it again.
Yeah, Jesus.
Anyways, Ryan in
It
New
was
York.
crazy. Yeah. But he said he thought there was a cat that he had like tripped on or stepped on.
He said he felt like he was pushed too at one point. Like he wasn't quite sure. So,
and it was the same set of stairs where you heard the weird sound, sort of cat mechanical sound from before. And it was going from that second level back down, where you just don't feel like you're welcome.
No.
So there's stairs leading up to the 3rd floor and stairs obviously coming down to the middle. And it's that right in between, that second level. They did bury you over there. But please, we will do an entire episode on the ghosts of my house. Hey, Mildred, Jimmy, Sean, Josh, Gary.
It'll be our Christmas episode.
How many ghosts can Kaz fit in her house? So it was a very interesting house. And like you said, because we have no information, we don't know what the F is in there. And it's just weird that when you come down to the main level, it's like Fun Times Kids Play Center. And you're like, the F was this place. And Julie's like, you guys want to stay here? We're like,
listen, you know what?
Yes, but we're scared.
We slept on the 3rd floor at Wildwood. Yeah. And we sleep at Hinsdale. At least I sleep at Hinsdale. I think we can handle.
Well, last time we were there, I slept not brackets, quotation marks, only because everyone was snoring. Everyone being Kathy. And Jay was creeping around like a creeper. And we were like, what on earth? Other than that, I think I slept. Maybe. But anyways, yeah, not soundly like you, that's for sure.
Listen, I don't sleep that soundly. That one time. But now I think because of that time, I've always got an ear open for somebody screaming my freaking name. But anyways.
Yeah.
We will go over that again in a few weeks. But
yes. So then we went back to the main art museum. And actually all look below. Like in the basement. I can't right now. Or in the ground below where you're buried. Maybe. So then we went back to basically the behind where Rachel is sitting right now. And we all gathered in that area and you did an Estes session right on those stairs.
I did. And I clearly remember hearing Ghostbusters come through. I was like, oh my God, Ghostbusters!
It was interesting. There were noises and I don't remember. I know we were talking to someone. Because they were asking questions and you were answering for sure, but I don't remember exactly.
Ridicule.
Maybe we were ridiculing you.
No, they were ridiculing us with the Ghostbusters song.
Yeah, that's pretty true. And then we were like, I guess we should probably go because it's a 4-hour drive home and Kaz is asleep and it's the one who's driving. So it was definitely... They were like, when can you guys come back? And I think we were like, when can we go back? Because there was a lot. We weren't prepared because we didn't realize we were going to have the 3 buildings.
We didn't realize how big it actually was.
Yeah, like there was so much ground to cover. It was great that there was 6 of us, plus then the staff. And more staff kept showing up throughout the night because they had heard that things were going down. And suddenly we had like 5 staff members showing up, which is wonderful.
It's great.
We love it.
Yeah. But yeah, totally. So like we are definitely planning on going back and doing a round 2 because we need more.
Yeah.
We need to figure out more things so we can put together the whole story, right? Like we know more like about this part of the museum, like the actual like art museum. But it's the other 2 buildings that have like the stuff happening that they don't know. So we kind of need to put those stories together, which I'm really interested in because I want to dig into some history.
I do want to point out that the third building that has the kids area, I don't feel like there's anything malicious or evil or horrible there. Certainly not in the kids area. Like that's what I'm saying. That
Mhm.
area was amazing. It was at second level. And it's not that I felt like something's going to hurt anyone, do anything. That's not it at all. I just felt like they're like, this is our space. Please stay downstairs where the kid stuff is.
I'm only 7.
Well, the 7-year-old needs to stay downstairs in the Fun Time Kids place, which is a Fun Times Kids place.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. We were all like,
Petting the horse.
stuff. It was good. So if you're planning to go there, go there. It's an amazing place.
Yeah. Again, it's not scary. The hauntings are not bad. I
No.
think a lot of it is the story isn't out there, or their identities are unknown, and they're just like, well, if you're not going to figure me out, then screw you. I'm not going to be the friendliest or the warmest, I should say. Right?
Exactly.
I just be like, if you don't know who I am, get out of my house.
Exactly. And that's where usually we have your amazing notes and we can say, you know, oh, Mildred, is this your home? And once we call them out, usually they warm up to us because they're like, oh my God, you know who I am? And then usually we can't get them to leave us alone. So I think that's exactly what it was. They were just like, we don't know who you are and why you're up here. Can you leave us? This is our space.
Yeah.
Which is fine. We have experienced that before. But I just want to clear up, if you're going to the kids' fun time play area, you should do, because it's wicked and you have nothing to worry about. It probably, that's more why they were like, first of all, we're closed. And second of all, you're not children. So why are you here?
Yeah, why are you petting the fake horse? Like, seriously.
Exactly. Why are you going into all of these rooms? No. Satanic. It's really not satanic. Good Lord.
Wrong.
Oh,
Maybe
too
it
funny.
is. I don't know. Maybe it's satanic to have a horse in the house. I don't know. It's evil. I don't know. No.
It's Satan's horse. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Well, that's our investigation.
Yeah. It's well worth the drive across the scary ass bridge to get there.
Well, yeah. Like, seriously, people, like day trip or even like a weekend trip, like Ogdensburg. Like, if you love history, Ogdensburg is definitely a place you go.
Oh yes,
right?
definitely.
Even if you are Canadian, like, I know some people don't like going to the States right now, and that's totally fine. But if you're looking for something to do, it is definitely something to do, especially when it's so close. And it doesn't really.
I'm a friend.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I will post like our investigation story and all the videos and all that fun stuff that we did. Y'all can watch it and read it if you want. But yeah, we did this at the end of June. The end of June. Because it was originally supposed to be July 4th until Julie's like, oh wait, that's the American long weekend.
Yeah. Whoop.
I'm busy. And I was like, okay, yeah, I don't want to be there either. But
no thanks.
We went the weekend before. And we will be going back definitely in 2026 once, winter decides to be done with us, because
I'm not driving across that bridge in the winter.
I ain't driving out there, period, in the friggin' winter. Like, New York gets dumped on.
I'm not driving again there, so someone else can volunteer. Allison can volunteer.
Allison can drive out that way.
Exactly.
You've been called out, lady.
Exactly. Amazing.
Oh my God.
And it was spelt that way too.
I know, that's amazing. But anyways, so if you've ever been to the Frederic Remington Art Museum, or you know someone who has, or you're even from Ogdensburg, we'd love to hear your stories. So send them to us. You can email them to us at paranormalpodcast@gmail.com. So PAREHNORMAL podcast@gmail.com. Or you can send them to us via Facebook or Instagram or TikTok if you find us, because somebody actually commented on something of ours on TikTok.
Nice.
Anyways, but yeah, so send them to us. Listen, Sparkles. One day it'll happen again.
I know.
We'll just get you a background with little.
Apparently, I'm gonna have to Google how it works.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it needs both my thumbs. I don't know what I did that one day where it went.
I can't. I'm on a laptop.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways.
I'm going to Google it.
So yeah, what is our topic next week, Granddad?
Hello, Granddad? I don't know. And I can't look because I'll disappear from the screen.
Let me take a look.
I feel like I knew what it was because oh, my
I'm gonna
earpiece just fell out.
Oh my. Oh. Next week's episode's about orbs. We're gonna dive deep into these little tiny circles.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna go real deep on how
It'll
they're
be a
born.
short episode.
Listen, I will not dust for a week, so we have orbs. So
amazing. I'm just gonna keep spraying water at my screen.
we'll just get you sparkles.
Yes, maybe that's what will happen. See, I'm gonna take a photo of the orbs and sparkles. Okay.
Listen, they're way ahead of us.
They knew.
Amazing.
Good job. Good job.
Anyway, we are off, and it's going to be a nice weekend off. Well,
yes.
No paranormal stuff, but unfortunately, I have to work an open house at work, so I am still doing something on Saturday. But I get a day off afterwards. Another day off.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
2 days. I'll have 2 days.
Lucky you.
Fun times. But anyways, everyone, I hope you have a great week. And yeah, go visit the Frederic Remington Art Museum and tell Julie we say hi.
Yes. Never.
Rude. Anyways, that was
oh my god. That was a burn.
All right. Bye.
Bye.